The disease is named after Dr. Alois Alzheimer. In 1906, Dr. Alzheimer noticed changes in the brain tissue of a woman who had died of an unusual mental illness. Yes, I'm talking about the Alzheimer's disease. Every year, on 21st of September, the world observes Alzheimer's Day. I am sure most of you have heard about Alzheimer's, but how many of you are actually aware of it? Pause the video, comment below if you have a vague idea about it, anything that you know about it. For those of you who are not sure what it is, let me tell you. After all, being a psychologist, it is my responsibility to make you aware of it. Alzheimer's is an irreversible, progressive brain disorder that slowly destroys the functioning of the brain. Irreversible means that once you get Alzheimer's, it can't be treated. Progressive means that the symptoms develop gradually over many years and eventually become more and more severe with time. It affects multiple areas of the brain and their respective functions. It usually occurs with the onset at the age of 65. However, there are rare occurrences of people being affected by it as young as the age of 35. It is estimated that 1 in 14 people over the age of 65 and 1 in every 6 people over the age of 80 are affected by it. Let's not forget, 1 in every 20 cases of Alzheimer's disease affects people aged 40 to 65. Be it in the 30s or be it in the 60s, in its initial stage, the changes are quite normal. One may not even be able to know without a brain scan. Noticeable changes usually start later on with decline in memory, thinking skills, and eventually the ability to carry out even the simplest or routine tasks. Oh, did I tell you, Alzheimer's is one of the most common forms of dementia. Dementia is a syndrome. Wait, before that, have you watched my video in which I have explained the difference between signs, symptoms, disease, disorder, and syndromes? If you haven't, please watch it after this video. For now, I'll tell you what a syndrome is. It is a collection or set of signs and symptoms that characterize or suggest a particular disease or disorder. They are usually a way of understanding a specific condition or situation, and in most cases, they do not require treatment, prevention, or cure. Coming back, dementia is a syndrome which involves decline of several cognitive functions such as memory, thinking. It affects our behavior and our ability to perform even everyday activities. Although dementia mainly affects older people, but don't be mistaken, it is not necessary that all aged people will have dementia. Also, however rare, it can affect anyone, middle-aged too. One of the most important reasons why I made this video is due to Alzheimer's prevalence, yet there is lack of awareness. According to Alzheimer's Association, currently there are more than 40 lakh people in India suffering from one or the other form of dementia, out of which there are about 20 lakh senior citizens alone suffering from the Alzheimer's. Now, looking at this bar graph, it can be observed that the rate of Alzheimer's is predicted to increase to 27 lakh by 2030 and 46 lakh by 2050. India may be a young country with 65% of its 12.5 crore people under the age of 35, but more than 8 crore Indians today are over the age of 65. This means more cases of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is broken down into 7 stages. One may not be able to notice the symptoms and just consider them as a normal part of aging. Although, even at this stage, there can be an early diagnosis based on your family history or just a simple brain scan. It is when the earliest symptoms appear, such as forgetfulness, misplacing things, repeating words or actions, trouble planning or even organizing things. Mild physical as well as mental impairment start to appear, affecting memory and concentration. During this stage, the changes may only be noticeable by the near and dear ones. The affected individual may forget details about themselves, have trouble cooking or even ordering from a menu. They may forget what date it is, what month or season it is, or even forget about the appointment they made and won't remember even after you remind them. It never happened. This is usually the stage when Alzheimer's is diagnosed. The changes are still considered to be mild yet easily noticeable, as the individual now starts to have difficulty performing everyday tasks. The individual needs help from the loved ones or the caregivers. They may just forget where they are, their phone number, their address, or even the lovely memories of their childhood. They are more likely to forget even where they went for school. They may require support to wear appropriate clothing as per the special occasion or the changing season. Well, even though they can't remember the facts and details, they might be able to tell a story. The individual requires aid even with the basic tasks, be it eating, drinking, wearing clothes, and even going to the bathroom. They may recognize faces, but most likely won't be able to remember your name. During this stage, they can even mistake their spouse or the caregiver as their parent, and in some cases, they can also be delusional. For instance, they may still think they have a job to which they have retired years ago. It can get very difficult even for the caregiver to communicate or handle the situation. It is also noted that at this stage, the individual loves to listen to music, reading something, or just looking at photos. The individual by now is very much unable to eat, walk, or even sit properly. They even fail to communicate hunger, thirst, or even pain. One thing is for sure, as the individual progresses through these stages, they require more and more support from the caregiver. To be honest, at present, there is no cure for this disease. The medicine and the psychological therapies, at best, can help manage the symptoms but not treat them completely. Well, your best chance in preventing this disease is by maintaining a balanced diet and a healthy weight. Last but not the least, stay physically as well as mentally fit. Try learning something new. To conclude, it is very important to have an accurate and timely diagnosis of Alzheimer's to help you get the required support. I hope this video helps in tackling the stigma, normalizes the language, and yes, encourages people to find out more, seek help, advice, and professional support.